Namaste, ma'am, and namaste to all my dear colleagues. Ma'am has given us a very nice topic, that is values. And I'd like to say something about values, so teaching values to children. I'm just going to say a few lines which I have written and taken. So, values only develop what we are. So, values help to develop us as a person. And for that, for to develop values, we must first develop awareness. So, without awareness, we cannot develop any value. And it is so necessary to teach our children at this time and age proper values because they need to grow up to be good human beings more than anything else. So we need to teach children not to be impressed by money, by followers, by degrees or titles. We must teach them to be impressed by humility, integrity, generosity, and kindness to make this world definitely a better place. So I'm going to start the presentation with my own. So I'm teaching English for secondary. So this is for the secondary students. Just let me know if you are able to see my screen. 1 minute. Sorry, please bear with me. I'll just start the slideshow. Is this visible? Can somebody tell me if it is visible, please?
Yes, Rainy.
Yes, Rainy ma'am.
Okay, so I ask all the children over here, what do you see in this picture? What do you see in this picture? Can anybody tell me what do you see? Yes, you see a free bird. And there is one bird which is caged, absolutely. Tara ma'am, would you be able to tell me the comments?
Yes, ma'am. One living bird and cage, and a bird in a cage, and the other one free.
Okay,
One bird
great.
is in cage and one bird is free. I free and one cage bird.
Mm-hmm.
One bird is in the cage and the other one is free. A fancy cage.
That's right.
Uh,
A fancy cage. Very good. Whoever noticed that, that is
Shella, ma'am.
excellent observation that it is a very fancy cage, but it is still a cage. Okay, so I guess you might be thinking what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do a poem on this today, and then we will learn something today, children. Okay. Now, this poem is by Lawrence Dunbar and it is called Sympathy. But we are not going to learn exactly about, we are going to learn about sympathy, but let me ask you later some questions. So I'm going to read about this. I know what the caged bird feels. Alas, when the sun is bright on the upland slopes, when the wind stirs soft through the springing grass and the river flows like a stream of glass, when the first bird sings and the first bud opes, and the faint perfume of its chalice steals, I know what the caged bird feels. Can anybody tell me what is exactly repeated over here? What is repeated over here? Tara ma'am?
Feels empathy. I know. Ma'am has written I know feels. Grexa has
Yeah,
written empathy. Uh, Smita ma'am has written what the caged bird feels. Nisha ma'am has
exactly.
written empathy.
Right. So now this a poet. Of course, there is a different meaning as well to this apart from the bird, but today we will not go into that. So I know what the caged bird feels. Now, what is the scenario over here? The scenario is the sun is bright, the wind stirs soft on the springing grass. So, what do you think when the springing grass and the wind and the sun is bright? What does it make the bird feel? Can anybody guess what it really wants to do when the river flows like a stream and this bird is in a cage? What does it really want to do?
Principal ma'am has written metaphorical.
Mm-hmm. So
Uh,
what this right?
all the
Okay.
joys
I had
fly.
written metaphorical earlier that it's a metaphorical poem, but
Mm-hmm.
I want to express that it wants to fly and experience all these joys.
Exactly. The bird wants to fly and experience all these joys. Now I go to the next stanza. I know why the caged bird beats his wing till its blood is red on the cruel bars, for he must fly back to his perch and cling, for he fain would be on the boa swing, and a pain still throbs in the old scars, and they pulse again with a keener sting. I know why he beats his wing. Now, who can explain to me this? What exactly these lines are telling?
Principal ma'am has written frustration and longing.
Mm-hmm.
May I speak, Rini?
Yes, yes.
So, what I feel these lines say is the frustration and the sense of dejection and a
Mm-hmm.
great longing and craving to be out, and also going to an extent where the bird is hurting itself. But
Right, because it is beating its wings. Yeah,
yes, so
that's
set,
true. Right.
so to it's ready to go to any extent, but it just wants to go out.
Exactly. So this is his frustration, and this poet, he actually knows, why. He knows. Okay, so that's a very big thing that he knows. Okay, then again, he is, again, because he's beating his wing, he's bruised, his bosom sore, and, he would be free. He thinks that when he beats his bars with his wings, he would be free. But alas, it's not a carol of joy or glee. That singing is not of joy, but it is actually of sorrow. A prayer that he has from deep within, okay, to the heaven. And this poet understands very well. So today, children, we are going to talk about compassion and empathy. Okay, this is what is the meaning of compassion? Do you know what is the meaning of compassion? Empathy, we have heard a lot, but what about compassion? They go hand in hand, okay? They both go hand in hand. Tara ma'am, would
To
you
be
help me?
to be kind for everyone, everything.
Right.
Feel with a
Now,
desire to act, to understand others' pain. Being kind.
right. Absolutely right, right. So now the problem, children, in the world is that we cannot teach compassion. Okay, it has to come within the person. Everyone has all these values. Everyone has kindness, honesty. Everything is already there in the heart. As in Hindi we say mandir. हम मंदिर जाते हैं. What is the full form of mandir? Can anybody tell? What is the full form of mandir? Anybody can tell me full form of mandir? Tara ma'am?
Just a guess. Does it
Uh,
mean मन के अंदर?
Does it
मन
mean
के
मन के अंदर?
exactly मन के अंदर is मंदिर. मंदिर word comes from मन के अंदर. So when we say कि भगवान मंदिर में है, they actually meant that it is मन के अंदर. That is, God is within us. So that those values, that compassion, kindness, when we build it, we are praying to God in the true sense. Okay, that's what God would like. Now, these are all the values that compassion includes. Okay. Now, some questions. Do you yourself do you put yourself in another being's place? So you have to think about it. Okay, you don't need to answer it, but you need to think about it because that is very important. Thinking is important. What if someone would do this to you? So when you see something, because we know that it is not happening to us, so sometimes we are so disconnected. But what if someone would do this to you? And now we are going to think about some pictures, some statements. Okay. Now, has this happened to you anytime? Okay, or you have seen it anytime? So there is a new student in your class. He is very shy. He's not good looking, not intelligent, and for some reason you don't like him or her. He or she has not harmed you in any way, but you still don't like him. You and your gang, so you are already a nice gang, may say bad things or find out bad things that probably don't even exist. Okay, so you imagine stuff. Do you think this happens? Just type yes or no. Do you think this happens in our daily life, children?
Yes, they have written yes, yes, yes. Many of them
Yes.
have written yes.
Okay, very good. Now let us look what it is. Is it lack of compassion? Why people do this? Insecurity or fear? It could be anything. Okay. Next, has this happened to you? There is a new student in your class. He or she is very nice, good looking, very intelligent. But for some reason, you still don't like him or her. He or she has not harmed you in any way, but you just don't like them. You and your gang again may say bad things or, gossip. So, does this ever happen in school? Do you think either it has happened to you or it happens? Sometimes it happens. Do you think it happens?
Most of them have has written yes.
Okay, fine. All right. Now, here, students you know very well. Now, let me see. I would like one person to, if they can unmute and tell me if they would like to, that if one child can unmute and tell me what exactly does this picture show? This picture shows us something.
Hi Reni, Namaste. Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what I can
Yes,
see is
yes.
that there is a boy who has fallen for some reason, and what I can understand is that yeah, he's been pushed by his peer, and the people there
Right.
are laughing. Someone is trying
Mm-hmm.
to defend, others are just and observing, not helping him.
Exactly. You're absolutely right. So
Someone
this
is
is
trying to
bullying.
stop from far away, but is stopped by someone to not to go and unnecessarily get involved into it. Right.
Right. Right. So this is like, as you see in school, you must be coming across these situations. So there is bullying going on. So sometimes one particular child or, girl or boy is targeted by another person, another child for whatever reason. Okay. And these three kids are probably doing, troubling him. And then there are others who are laughing, and then there are bystanders who are not bothered. But there are two over here who feel that it is not cool. So, amongst all these, who do you think has a little bit of compassion or has compassion? Who has compassion amongst all these?
These two, these two who are defending, who are saying it's not cool and this is not right.
Exactly. So, at least they feel that this is not right. Okay. So, this they are feeling, so they have compassion. All right. I'll go to the next slide. Now, I'm coming to this. We often see stray dogs, okay? A cow or a buffalo or a horse on the road, or mostly dogs and cats now we see because you're not living really in a village. But sometimes it happens that for human beings, you think, oh, this is an irritating animal. Okay, they should be somewhere else and not exist. They're such a menace. I'm driving and there comes this animal, stupid animal. You're, do you think that this happens very often that we don't like? Maybe they are, making something dirty or something. But do you think that this happens in, we see it, if it has not, if you have not thought about it, maybe somebody else, you have heard somebody else say that. Do you think it happens?
They have written yes.
Okay. Now this is a stray dog, a female stray dog. She has given birth. So, Tara ma'am, if you could mute yourself, please. Thank you. So, this stray dog is there. Now, she is just there. She exists. She is born on the street. Where will she go? So people keep saying, oh my God, they should be thrown away somewhere. But where? Okay, there's no, not, they are constantly criticizing, and the sorrow of this dog, that only she knows, where she has so many puppies to feed. She herself, her condition is bad. Okay. Do you think she needs a bit of compassion?
Of course.
Of course, yes, definitely. What about this? Now, sometimes we say, okay, they should be culled, and they should be these dogs, etc. They should be. Now, if you see, these are just bystanders because they do not have any compassion in their heart. They don't feel what these dogs are going through. So, for them, it is nothing. This children is total lack of compassion. Total lack of compassion. Now we come to this creature called a cat, a black cat on top of that. Now what happens is there are many superstitions associated with black cat. Now if a black cat crosses the road, or if somebody says, no, it's not the cat's fault that the cat is crossing, but people sometimes they get irritated, or they throw stones, or they even kill them. Okay, they are known to be killed maximum, black cats. So again, there is a total lack of compassion in our hearts for that. Here, this is a cat and a dog. They are living on the street, on the pavement, okay? And they have compassion for each other. Do you feel good looking at this picture? Does anybody feel nice or little fuzzy looking at this picture?
I'm about to cry. It is so sweet. And big
Yeah.
lesson for human beings. They are much better than human beings.
Exactly. So if you feel a little bit of fuzzy feeling, that is your compassion. It is getting ignited. It is there in us, all of us. But what happens is we are so involved in our daily activities that we don't tend to notice anything outside our lives. Okay, now I'm coming to this. Okay, these are two birds. Of course, you know that. So tell me, do you feel nice looking at this? Do you feel nice looking at this? I hope the
They
answer
have
is
written
yes.
yes, yes.
Okay. Now we go to the next picture. Now you tell me, do you feel nice looking at this?
They have written no.
No. Because see, now why are you writing no? Because there's something inside the heart which is now, pulling the heartstrings. No, this is not good somehow, but sometimes we tend to ignore, sometimes we don't feel anything. People, the person who is the pet shop owner who keeps them like this, he doesn't feel any compassion. I can tell you for sure, he doesn't feel any compassion. How do you feel looking at this picture?
Nice, awesome,
Nice,
happy,
awesome,
beautiful,
happy,
curbing their
freedom.
natural instincts, free,
Exactly, this
free bird, free to move and desire freedom, freedom, nice,
exactly freedom,
satisfaction.
right. And now we again come to this. So now I will not ask you because this is a repetition of the earlier picture. But if you see that and then you see this, don't you feel a little compassion, a little bit of, we say compassion. What is compassion in Hindi? Daya, Sahanubhuti, and, we feel something, that something is not right. We feel for these birds because if we were in their position, we would not like it, right? We would really not like it. So when we keep birds in cages because we love them or whatever reason, but that love is caged. So it's not love. If you love somebody, set them free. It cannot, love can never be caged, and that is not true love. So set a person or keep everyone free. That is the best. Okay. How do you feel looking at this picture, horses? They're running free. Do you feel nice?
Free, they have written, Purva ma'am has written free, Priyanka Jain ma'am has written power, Principal ma'am has written satisfying.
Yes, right. Absolutely right. Thank you. And now when you look at this picture, okay, now this one is bound, okay, and this we see a lot of times, they are pulling something heavy, okay. Do we feel nice looking at these pictures like this?
Avinash ma'am has written no, ma'am has written cruelty,
Right,
painful, pathetic, overburden.
right. So this is what is lack of compassion, total lack of compassion. And if you feel something that this is wrong, that means your compassion again is being ignited. How do you feel looking at this picture? Good? I'm sure definitely you must be feeling good. I hope that all the children over here will agree that this is a nice, beautiful picture. I absolutely love it.
They
Okay.
have written yes.
And then you see this picture.
Sweet.
Right. And now you see this picture. Do you feel something in your heart now?
Ma'am has written sad.
Mm-hmm.
Smita ma'am has written pain, angry, pain,
Absolutely right.
pain,
Absolutely right. Yes.
helplessness,
Yes, helplessness. Very good. Okay. Then
sad,
we have the child. Okay, the calf. I would always call bachu. Okay, I call them bachus. They are calves. They are the little kids. And see how closely this child is tied to the pole. How do you feel with all those tags and how do you feel when you look at this picture? Do you really feel good ever? Can anybody feel good? Just type yes or no.
very bad, like an object. No, they have written no, like a product.
Absolutely like a product. Yes. Okay. Now you see
Not
this
at all.
picture. This is a calf again, but see, it's running like a little puppy. So don't you feel good when you look at this?
Joy, yes.
Right.
So
So what
cute. People.
happens? Right. I'm sure there are all like positive things over here because our heart knows this mandir knows what is correct. Now here, lovely, beautiful animal, tiger. Feel really, really good. So I'm going to reinforce what I was saying earlier. So this is a free tiger, and I don't know, it is like awesome, amazing. And then we have this tiger in the cage in a very, very bad condition, a small cage, no greenery, nothing. Okay. Here we have the tiger tied, so he has no freedom movement. And if children, now your heart feels bad, that means you have compassion and you are also capable of doing something. Till you do not feel compassion, you cannot even do something. Now, this is a bear again in a cage. This was the black cat. I've covered it earlier. Now, we take compassion to another level. I know, children, you may not agree with me because you are really, really small, but this is to another level of compassion. Okay, what happens is that we are walking on the road and it's a beautiful, there are trees and plants and everything at the side. So sometimes what happens is we just walk and we pluck a leaf or a flower or a branch, and then after 5 minutes we throw it away. Don't we do that? We do that. We just kind of take it for no rhyme or reason. Yes, if you are eating it, like we take tulsi patta, or we take flowers for God, or for fire we use the wood. It is for some use, but sometimes we just pluck it for no rhyme or reason. Okay, this is also lack of compassion. Of course, it is a very, you might say, oh my God, this is too much, but it is because it didn't need to be broken, at that time, didn't need to be plucked at that time. If you're putting it at the feet of God or in your hair or some use, you're making a vegetable out of it or something, that's okay. But till that time, there is lack of compassion if we are just plucking and destroying nature for no rhyme or reason. Now, this is a true story, but I won't go into detail. But this kitten was begging for help, and this man actually did not help. Okay, and the kitten passed away. So, here there is again total lack of compassion. So, children, compassion is at the heart of every little thing we do, every little thing. It is the dearest quality we possess. Believe me, it's one value which makes you glow from within your heart. Even if you don't have anything, it will glow. Yet, all too often, it can be cast aside with consequences too tragic to speak of. It is really because your kids, you may not understand, but there is something like, you need to be compassionate, you need to feel, because you are all connected. Now, to lose our compassion, we lose what is to be human. If we cannot feel for these all these situations, whether it was that child being bullied or the birds or the cat or the dog or the cow, horse, etc., then something human is missing. Something, you are a human, but something is missing. That is compassion. Now, Yasmin has, I love this quote by Yasmin: compassion is to look beyond your own pain to see the pain of others. Okay, you are in pain. We all are going through some battle or the other. We all are suffering because of some reason or the other, but still we need to look beyond that also sometimes. Now we have the Buddha. He was the most compassionate person ever. Okay, very, very non-violent, very compassionate person ever. I hope you do read about him. And I really like, do you know who this is?
J.R.D. Tata, Ratan Tata.
Ratan Tata, exactly. Ratan Tata, thank you, ma'am. So Ratan Tata is also, he embodies compassion, humility, everything. He's also so successful. He's a great man, but he's a very, very compassionate individual. I would like you to read about him and tell me how Ratan Tata is so compassionate. You will come to know the what he does. You have to tell me, children, what exactly he does that makes him a compassionate person, a compassionate individual. So this is all for our class today. Thank you so much, everybody. And now we will go to, I would request Manju ma'am. So Manju ma'am is teaching the foundational stage. And let's go to the Hindi class. Over to you, Manju ma'am.
Thank you, Rainy ma'am. It
Thank
was
you
a
so much.
beautiful lesson. I would just like to say that when teachers teach the concepts like animals or plants or classification of living beings, this is how in their lesson they can include these values of compassion, etc. Right, Rainy?
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Yes. True. Absolutely.
Rainy ma'am, may I
Num-
say something?
Yes, sir.
When you were talking about mandir, so I read one line long back, so I would like to just speak that line right now.
Yes.
जाना तो है मंदिर और मस्जिद और काबा, लेकिन काफी दूर है। तो ऐसा क्यों ना करें कि रास्ते में किसी रोते हुए को हंसा ले। That is
So
compassion.
true. Very, very true. In fact, there are so many stories. There was one man who was going for Hajj and he helped a dog to come out of the well, and Allah helped. And he said, your Hajj is accepted. Although it was not completed, he could not do it. But still, God was happy with him. So there are way too many stories, and really, we have a lot to learn actually. I feel so. We are all students.
Thank you, Rainy ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Actually, Rainy ma'am, it's not
Yes,
only
dear.
lot to learn, but lot to implement, a lot to follow. I feel
Yes,
because there
yes,
are
ma'am.
many things we know, but we fail to follow in our life or implement that in our life.
Exactly, ma'am. Yes, actually, what happens is that we are so much, our own self. Looking at self is also very important, no doubt. But we have to look outside also. And there are many people who do look outside. And I know Principal Ma'am, for one, she has so many dogs. And she has all street dogs. I mean, they are not like she can afford like, some German Shepherds and Labradors and all. But she has chosen to keep these street dogs at her place and take care of them, etc. So that's hats off to you, ma'am. It's a really great quality.
You know what? I just feel so sad thinking that there are millions and millions of these dogs and cats and so many other animals that need our love and attention and care, and we are not able to provide that. So I agree with what Smita ma'am said, and I would just like to say that as teachers we have to model these values. हम कितनी भी अच्छी लाइफ स्किल्स की क्लासेस ले लें और अपने लेसन्स में वैल्यूज कनेक्ट करें और कितना भी डिस्कशन करें, but if they cannot see us living those in our behavior, in our words, in our actions, they will never go by our lessons. They see our action more than they hear our words. So it's very important, just like Smita ma'am said, we all should try to implement. अगर हम 100 वैल्यूज सीखते हैं उसके बजाय अगर हम सिर्फ 2 वैल्यूज को भी ईमानदारी से अपने जीवन में पूरी तरह उतारें, that is when we will be successful in life. So we really have a long way to go. I should not say we. So thank you, Rainy. It was a beautiful lesson.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. And because you said imandari, so with imandari, I remember Manju ma'am. Manju ma'am has something to say about imandari to her little children. Manju ma'am, आप शुरू कीजिए please.
धन्यवाद रेनी मैम. नमस्ते मैम. नमस्ते एवरीवन. कैसे हो आप लोग? यस ग्रेग सर बताइए. नमस्ते मैम. ग्रेग सर कैसे हैं आप?
आपने सर बोल दिया, मुझे लगा मैं आपका स्टूडेंट हूँ. अच्छा हूँ अभी मैम, ठीक है, दवाई चल रही है.
ठीक है, ध्यान दीजिएगा थोड़ा. अच्छा, तो मैं अपनी क्लास शुरू करने से पहले, अपनी कक्षा शुरू करने से पहले मैं आप लोगों से कुछ प्रश्न करना चाहूंगी. चंपा. यस चंपा, कृपया आप अनम्यूट हो जाइए. हो ठीक है. मैं आपसे प्रश्न पूछती हूँ, आप उसका उत्तर एकदम ईमानदारी से दीजिएगा. ठीक है
जी.
आप अपनी परीक्षा भवन में बैठी हैं, यानी कि आप पेपर देने बैठी हैं एग्जाम हॉल में. यदि आपके पास प्रश्न पत्र के साथ, यदि आपके पास प्रश्न पत्र के साथ उत्तर पत्रिका भी आ जाती है तो आप क्या करेंगे? टीचर को नहीं पता है, शिक्षिका को नहीं पता है कि आपके पास प्रश्न पत्र के साथ उत्तर पत्रिका भी आ गई है, तो आप क्या करेंगे?
मैम मैं वो जो आंसर शीट है वो ले जाके मैम को दे दूंगी कि बाय मिस्टेकली शायद वो मेरे पास आ गई है, और अगर वो आंसर्स मैंने देख लिए हैं या मुझे पता चल गए कि ये क्वेश्चन के आंसर है, तो फिर वो मैम को रिक्वेस्ट करेंगे कि वो हमें दूसरे नए क्वेश्चंस दे दें.
वेरी गुड, बहुत अच्छे, बहुत अच्छा, बहुत बढ़िया उत्तर दिया आपने चंपा. ओके, अगला प्रश्न है मेरा, दीपा आपके लिए है. यस दीपा. दीपा आप अनम्यूट हो जाइए. ओके, लगता है दीपा तक हमारी आवाज नहीं पहुंच पा रही है. तो निशा जी आप बताइए. निशा जी नहीं, निशा आप बताइए कि यदि आपने अपना गृह कार्य पूर्ण नहीं किया है, अपना होमवर्क आपने कंप्लीट नहीं किया है, और जब शिक्षिका आपसे कॉपी जांचने के लिए मांगती हैं, तो उस समय आप शिक्षिका को क्या उत्तर देंगी?
जी मंजू मैम, मैं आगे, सॉरी मेरा डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया, मैं अनम्यूट करने की बजाय ना कॉल एंड पर गया मेरा हाथ, सॉरी.
कोई बात नहीं, मैं आपसे अगली बार अगला प्रश्न पूछूंगी.
जी मैम. जी मैम.
अगर मैंने अपना होमवर्क पूरा नहीं किया है तो मैं मैम से अपने सच बताऊंगी कि मैम इस वजह से मेरा होमवर्क पूरा नहीं हो पाया, और मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि आगे भविष्य में इस तरह की चीजें ना हो और मैं अपना होमवर्क सही समय पे सबमिट करूंगी.
ओके, बहुत बढ़िया. ऐसे देखा जाए तो जब बच्चे थोड़े समझदार होने लगते हैं तो वो इतनी ईमानदारी से बातें करते नहीं, खास करके होमवर्क के बारे में बहुत सारे बहाने बनाते हैं. ठीक है, कि मैं अपनी कॉपी घर पर भूल गया, मैंने होमवर्क किया था लेकिन पर मैं अपना बुक अपने बैग में रखना भूल गया. अक्सर ये वाला जो बहाना है, ये अक्सर हमारे सामने आती है ना? सही बात है. तो आप अगर ईमानदारी से अगर आप अपने टीचर से बोल रही हैं तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. वेरी गुड, बहुत बढ़िया. आपके इन्हीं सब उत्तरों से मुझे एक कहानी याद आ रही है जो मैं आप लोगों से साझा करना चाहूंगी. रेनी मैम प्लीज. किसी गांव में एक रामू नाम का एक पेंटर रहता था. रेनी मैम प्लीज स्टार्ट द प्रेजेंटेशन. थैंक यू. तो वो रामू जो था बहुत ही गरीब था. पेंटिंग करके, छोटी मोटी पेंटिंग करके अपना वो 2 वक्त की रोटी उसे मिल जाती थी, ठीक है, अपना पेट भरने के लिए वो कमा लेता था और इसी तरह से वो अपना जीवन गुजर बसर कर रहा था। रेनी मैम, इसी तरह से वो अपना जीवन गुजर बसर कर रहा था। एक दिन उसके गांव के साहूकार ने उसे बुलाया अपने घर पर, और साहूकार ने कहा कि मुझे तुमसे कुछ काम करवाना है, मुझे तुम्हारी मदद चाहिए। मेरे पास एक नाव है, उस नाव को तुम्हें रंगना है, यानी कि पेंट करना है। साहूकार नाव को दिखाकर चला जाता है और पूछता है कि कितने पैसे होंगे इसके। तो रामू कहता है कि इस काम के पूरे 1500 रुपए होंगे। वैसे आप जो समझे, आपको जो ठीक लगे आप दे सकते हैं, क्योंकि वो साहूकार है, उनके साथ तो बहस कर नहीं सकते। इसलिए वो अपनी अपनी तरफ से अपनी ईमानदारी से 1500 बता देता है और बाकी का साहूकार के ऊपर वो छोड़ देता है कि आपको जो ठीक लगे आप वो दे दीजिएगा। फिर रामू अपने घर पे जाता है और अपने पेंट के सारे डब्बे लेकर आता है, वो अपने रंगों के डब्बे लेकर आता है और वो नाव को पेंट करना शुरू कर देता है, नाव को रंगना शुरू कर देता है। रेनी मैम, नाव को वो रंगना शुरू कर देता है और अचानक ही नाव रंगते रंगते उसकी नजर नाव के अंदर एक छेद पर जाती है। एक बड़ा सा नाव में छेद हुआ रहता है, देखिए आपको भी दिखाई दे रहा होगा, सफेद रंग का है, गोल गोल। तो उस नाव में एक छेद हुआ रहता है। जब रामू की नजर उस पर पड़ती है तो वो थोड़ा सा सोच में पड़ जाता है और रंगना बंद कर देता है, नाव को रंगना वो रोक देता है। और वो सोचता है कि अगर ये नाव को रंग दूंगा और ये छेद नहीं भरूंगा तो नाव जब पानी में उतरेगी तो नाव तो डूब जाएगी। तो एक काम करता हूँ, मैं पहले इस छेद को भर देता हूँ, बाद में नाव रंगूंगा मैं। ठीक है, तो वो नाव को पहले उस नाव के उस छेद को वो भर देता है, यानी उसे पूरी तरह से पैक कर देता है। जो छेद हुआ रहता है वो उसे पूरा पैक कर देता है, अब नाव में कोई छेद नहीं है। उसके बाद रामू नाव को अच्छी तरह से रंग देता है, बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से, और फिर जाकर वो साहूकार को बताता है कि मैंने आपकी नाव रंग दी है। तो साहूकार कहते हैं ठीक है, कल आके अपने पैसे ले जाना। दूसरे दिन फिर साहूकार के परिवार वाले उनकी बीवी बच्चे उस नाव में बैठकर घूमने सैर करने जाते हैं। उस सैर करने के दौरान साहूकार के एक जो नौकर हैं वो बाहर गए हुए रहते हैं, आ जाते हैं वो, जो उस नाव की देख रेख करते हैं। वो उस समय वहां पर नहीं रहते हैं जब वो नाव को रंगा जाता है। वो दूसरे दिन आते हैं और पूछते हैं कि परिवार वाले नहीं दिखाई दे रहे हैं, कहाँ हैं सब लोग। तो साहूकार कहते हैं कि परिवार वाले तो नाव में बैठकर घूमने गए हैं, सवारी करने गए हैं, सैर करने गए हैं। साहूकार की इस बात को सुनते ही उस नौकर के माथे पर पसीना आ जाता है। वो सोचने लगता है, कुछ सोच में पड़ जाता है, कुछ चिंतित हो जाता है वो। तो साहूकार उसके चेहरे के हाव भाव को पहचान जाते हैं और पूछते हैं क्या बात है, तुमने ये बात सुनते तुम्हारे चेहरे पर पसीना क्यों आ गया माथे पर, तुम चिंतित क्यों हो उठे। तो उस नौकर ने बताया कि उस नाव में तो एक बड़ा सा छेद है जो मैं आपको बताना भूल गया था, मैंने सोचा मैं बाहर से आने के बाद आपको बताऊंगा और उसे हम लोग सही करवा लेंगे। इतना सुनते ही साहूकार भी चिंतित हो गए, साहूकार भी टेंशन में आ गए, चिंतित हो गए। लेकिन इतना बात करते करते ही साहूकार देखते हैं कि उसके परिवार वाले सकुशल वापस लौट रहे हैं, और अपने परिवार वालों को सकुशल देखकर साहूकार बहुत खुश हो जाता है। उसके बाद दूसरे दिन जब वह पेंटर रामू आता है अपने पैसे लेने के लिए, अपनी मेहनताना लेने के लिए, तो साहूकार उसे पैसे देते हैं, उसकी मेहनताना से बहुत ज्यादा उसे पैसे देते हैं। तो रामू कहता है कि नहीं, मेरे इतने पैसे नहीं हुए हैं, मैंने तो सिर्फ 1500 रुपए बताए थे, आप बहुत ज्यादा दे रहे हैं शायद गलती से, मेरी मेहनताना के पैसे सिर्फ 1500 रुपए हुए थे। तो साहूकार कहते हैं कि नहीं, ये तुम्हारे ही पैसे हैं, ये तुम्हारी ईमानदारी के पैसे हैं। तुमने देखा कि मेरे नाव में छेद था, अगर तुम चाहते तो उस छेद को वैसा ही छोड़कर तुमने जिस काम के लिए पैसे बोले थे उतना ही काम करके तुम जा सकते थे, यानी कि सिर्फ नाव को रंग सकते थे और छोड़ देते थे उस काम को। दूसरी बात, अगर तुम चाहते तो तुम आकर मुझे बताते कि आपकी नाव में एक बड़ा सा छेद है, उसके भरने के मैं पैसे अलग से लूंगा आपसे, तुम ऐसा भी कर सकते थे, लेकिन तुमने ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं किया और तुमने पूरी ईमानदारी से उस छेद को भर दिया और अपनी नाव को रंग दिया, और तुमने मुझसे बताया भी नहीं। तो तुम्हारी ईमानदारी की वजह से आज मेरा पूरा परिवार सकुशल घर में है, तो ये पैसे तुम्हारी ईमानदारी के हुए और मैं तुमसे बहुत ही प्रसन्न हुआ। तो बच्चों, इस कहानी से आपको क्या सीख मिलती है, पहले मैं आपसे पूछूंगी। जी दीपा, आप बताइए कि आपको इस कहानी से क्या सीख मिली।
जी मैम, मुझे कहानी तो बहुत अच्छी लगी, और मैंने ये सीखा कहानी से कि कितना भी लोग हो अपने सामने, कितना भी
जी
किसी ने भी देना चाहा,
जी
फिर भी हमारे तत्व को हमें छोड़ना नहीं चाहिए,
जी जी,
ईमानदारी
अपने मन
छोड़नी
की
नहीं चाहिए।
ईमानदारी को नहीं छोड़नी चाहिए।
यस
जी,
मैम।
कहीं ना कहीं वो हमारे साथ भी हमारा फायदा करती है, हमारा ही फायदा करती है हमारी ईमानदारी। हम सोचते हैं कि हम दूसरों का कर रहे
वो
हैं,
एक
लेकिन नहीं।
परीक्षा होती है जिसमें
जी जी,
हमें
बिल्कुल सही
सोचना
बात,
होता है कि क्या उचित है क्या अनुचित है, तो
बिल्कुल
हमें
सही
हमेशा
बात,
किसी भी परिस्थिति में उचित को ही चुनना चाहिए।
बिल्कुल सही। तो मतलब कि ऐसा कह सकते हैं हम, ईमानदारी एक बहुमूल्य उपहार है, हमारे लिए गिफ्ट है, एक तोहफा है, एक उपहार है। जिसके पास होता है ईमानदारी, यानी हमारे पास, मेरे पास है, आपके पास है, तो जिसके पास ईमानदारी होती है उसका जीवन बहुत ही सुखमय होता है। ईमानदार होने पर जीवन में थोड़ी सी दिक्कतें, थोड़ी सी तकलीफों का सामना तो करना पड़ता है, लेकिन ईमानदार व्यक्ति को सफलता और सुख दोनों ही प्राप्त होते हैं। आप सहमत हैं हमारी बात से? ठीक है, तो
जी
इसी
मैम।
के साथ मैं और भी कुछ प्रश्न करना चाहूंगी। मल्लिका अर्जुन सर, आपके लिए प्रश्न है। यदि
यस मैम।
यदि आप रास्ते पर चल रहे हैं, राह पर चल रहे हैं, और आपके आगे
जी
वाले
जी
व्यक्ति की जेब में से कुछ पैसे गिर जाते हैं, आपने देखा, उस व्यक्ति को नहीं पता है कि उसकी जेब में से
जी।
पैसे गिरे हैं, आपने देखा उसकी जेब में से पैसे गिरे, तो उस समय आप क्या करेंगे? क्या वो पैसे उठा के अपनी जेब में रख लेंगे या उस व्यक्ति के पास जाएंगे? क्या करेंगे आप?
मैं उस व्यक्ति को पैसा उठा करके दूंगा।
बहुत अच्छे, वेरी गुड, बहुत ईमानदार हो आप। चलिए अगला प्रश्न हम करते हैं। शबनम, आपसे। शबनम, आपके लिए प्रश्न है।
यस मैम।
शबनम, सोचिए आपकी सोसाइटी के सारे बच्चे पिकनिक मनाने की सोच रहे हैं, गुप चुप, ठीक है, छुप छुप के, बिना पेरेंट्स को बताए, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स को बताएंगे तो पेरेंट्स मना कर देते हैं, नहीं अकेले कहीं नहीं जाना है, पेरेंट्स के साथ जाना है, बड़ों को लेकर जाओ। तो पसंद नहीं आता है बच्चों को आजकल की, हम फ्रीडम नहीं महसूस कर पाते हैं, फ्री नहीं रह पाते, अपने मन का खेल नहीं पाते हैं। इसलिए उन्होंने प्लान किया है, योजना बनाई है कि वे खाली अपने दोस्तों के साथ पिकनिक मनाने जाएंगे, और आपसे भी ये बात साझा की गई कि आप भी चलिए। तो आप क्या करेंगे उस समय? आपके माता पिता को नहीं बताना है कि आपकी सोसाइटी के बच्चों ने, आपके दोस्तों ने क्या योजना बनाई है, आप क्या करेंगी? ये सब ना,
माँ पापा को नहीं बताना मैम,
नहीं,
मुझे तो
अगर आप बता दोगे
अकेले
तो वो लोग जाने नहीं देंगे आपको, है ना? तो आप क्या करोगे
फ्रेंड्स के साथ
बिना
जाना मुझे डर लगेगा। मतलब मैं आज तक अपने पेरेंट्स के बिना कहीं गई नहीं हूँ मैम, तो मुझे तो डर लगेगा। तो मैं तो
अच्छा,
सबसे पहले जाके अपनी मम्मी को पूछूंगी, मम्मी ऐसे ऐसे मेरे फ्रेंड्स प्लान कर रहे हैं, तो मैं जाऊँ क्या, पूछूं? अगर मम अलाउ नहीं करेंगे तो मैं नहीं जाऊँ। और
वेरी
ऊपर से
गुड, बहुत अच्छे, बहुत
जो
अच्छे।
ठीक लगे, शायद मेरी मम्मी
यस,
उनके पेरेंट्स
मतलब
को
यहाँ
बता
पर
दे।
भी, हाँ जी सबनम, बिल्कुल सही, यहाँ पर भी आपने ईमानदारी दिखाई कि आप अपने माता पिता से झूठ नहीं बोलेंगे, ईमानदारी के साथ उन्हें सच बताएंगे, और अगर वो कहेंगे तो आप अपने दोस्तों के साथ जाएंगे, वरना आप नहीं जाएंगे, ठीक है? बहुत बढ़िया।
यस मैम।
तो इन्हीं सीखों के साथ, इन्हीं सीखों के साथ मैं आशा करती हूँ कि आप लोग भविष्य में एक अच्छे नागरिक बनेंगे, एक अच्छा इंसान बनेंगे। मैं अपनी कक्षा की समाप्ति स्वामी तीर्थ राम तीर्थ जी की इन सुंदर वाक्य के साथ समाप्त करना चाहूंगी अपनी कक्षा, कि यदि तुम्हारा हृदय ईमान से भरा है तो एक शत्रु क्या, सारा संसार आपके सम्मुख हथियार डाल देगा। इसी सुंदर पंक्ति के साथ मैं अपनी कक्षा समाप्त करना चाहूंगी। धन्यवाद। पूजा मैम की कक्षा को हम देखते हैं अगले। पूजा मैम से मैं निवेदन करना चाहूंगी कि वो इस सत्र को अग्रसर करें। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद मंजू मैम, आपने बहुत अच्छी क्लास ली। थैंक यू।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू मैम।
धन्यवाद मंजू मैम। नमस्ते स्टूडेंट्स, कैसे हो आप?
मैम हम अच्छे हैं, लेकिन आपको नहीं देख पा रहे हैं।
नमस्ते मैम, मैं ठीक हूँ।
ओके, नमस्ते। तो आज मैं आपको एक कहानी बताने जा रही हूँ। एक बार एक 50-60 लोगों का सेमिनार होता है। सेमिनार शुरू होता है, जब स्पीकर आता है वो सबको एक एक गुब्बारा देता है और वो सबको उस गुब्बारे पे मार्कर से अपना नाम लिखने को कहता है। सारे पार्टिसिपेंट गुब्बारे पे अपना नाम लिखते हैं। नाम लिखने के बाद स्पीकर सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करता है, पास ही कमरे में एक बॉक्स रखा है, उसमें अपने नाम का गुब्बारा डाल दीजिए। स्पीकर उन सबको कहता है, अब आपके पास सिर्फ 5 मिनट है। आपको वापस उस कमरे में जाकर अपने नाम का गुब्बारा ढूंढना है। जैसे ही बेल बजती है,
पूजा मैम वीडियो ऑन कीजिए प्लीज।
ओके।
पूजा मैम आपका प्रेजेंटेशन है तो प्रेजेंट कीजिए।
नहीं, उनका प्रेजेंटेशन बाद
प्रेजेंटेशन
में।
नहीं पाती है। मैं विजिबल?
यस यस यस।
ओके। तो सारे लोग उस कमरे में जाके अपने नाम का गुब्बारा ढूंढते रहते हैं। सारे जल्दी में होते हैं। सारे इस चक्कर में होते हैं कि कैसे मुझे मेरे नाम का गुब्बारा मिले। जैसे ही 5 मिनट खत्म हो जाते हैं तो वो बाहर आ जाते हैं। स्पीकर उन्हें पूछता है, क्या सबको अपने अपने नाम का गुब्बारा मिला? सब बोलते हैं, हमारे पास समय ही कम था, इसलिए हम गुब्बारा नहीं ढूंढ पाए। तो स्पीकर कहता है, ठीक है, अब मैं आपको एक ट्रिक बताता हूँ। ट्रिक ये है, अब मैं दोबारा अनाउंसमेंट करूंगा कि आपको 5 मिनट में वापस उस कमरे में जाना है और आपके हाथ में जो भी गुब्बारे आए उस पे जो नाम है उस नाम को जोर से बोलना है। जैसे ही बेल बजती है, सारे लोग फिर उस कमरे में जाते हैं और एक एक गुब्बारा उठाते हैं और जिसके हाथ में जो भी नाम लिखा हुआ गुब्बारा आता है वो व्यक्ति उसके पास आकर अपने नाम का गुब्बारा ले जाता है। 5 मिनट के अंदर सबको अपने अपने गुब्बारे मिलते हैं और स्पीकर उनको समझाता है, आप पहली बार गुब्बारा ढूंढने गए तब आप सिर्फ अपने लिए गुब्बारा ढूंढने गए। दूसरे राउंड में गए तो आपके हाथ में जो नाम आया उस व्यक्ति को आपने उसका गुब्बारा दे दिया और उसे उसका गुब्बारा मिला। और ठीक इसी तरह आपके नाम का गुब्बारा भी जिस व्यक्ति को मिला उसने आपका नाम पुकारा, आपको आपका गुब्बारा मिल गया। इसका मतलब जब आप किसी की हेल्प करते हो तो आपकी हेल्प कहीं ना कहीं अपने आप हो जाती है। तो स्टूडेंट्स, अब मुझे बताओ कि इस कहानी से आपने क्या सीखा, इसका कंसेप्ट क्या है? राइट डाउन चैट बॉक्स। रेनी मैम जरा बताइए चैट बॉक्स में।
अगर हम एक दूसरे की मदद करते हैं तो अपनी भी मदद हो जाती है।
टीम वर्क है। सबने दीपा मैम ने टीम वर्क लिखा है, अविनाश मैम ने लिखा है टू हेल्प ईच अदर।
वेरी गुड, वेल डन एवरीबॉडी।
हाँ मैम, आप वीडियो ऑफ करके पीपीटी स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं।
यस।
निशा मैम बोलती है कि यूनिटी इज स्ट्रेंथ।
वेरी गुड, गुड आंसर। मैं विजिबल? पीपीटी दिख रही है सबको?
हाँ मैम दिख रही है।
ओके, तो ये था टीम वर्क। टीम वर्क में आप एक दूसरे की मदद करके क्या नहीं कर सकते? क्या आप बता सकते हैं टीम वर्क का डेफिनेशन? दीपा मैम, क्या आप बता सकती हो?
टीम वर्क मेरे ख्याल से अगर टीम में इंडिविजुअल गोल नहीं होता, एक कॉमन गोल होना चाहिए सबका, और सबकी जो क्षमताएं हैं, जो स्किल्स है, उसको देख के उसको यूज करके हमें हमारा गोल हासिल करना चाहिए।
वेरी गुड, गुड आंसर। एनीबॉडी एल्स? और कोई कुछ कहना चाहता है?
पूजा मैम, जैसे ये प्रेजेंटेशन अभी हम लोग एक टीम मिलकर दे रहे हैं, तो इधर भी टीम वर्क है।
वेरी गुड, वंडरफुल। ओके, तो मैं आपको डेफिनेशन ऑफ द टीम वर्क इज द collaborative efforts of group to achieve a common goal or to complete a task in a most effective and efficient way. सहयोग भावना से किया गया कार्य, एक समूह जो मिलकर एक साथ एक ही लक्ष्य के लिए काम करते हैं, वो होता है टीम वर्क। ओके, तो उस टीम वर्क के लिए क्या क्या स्किल जरूरी है, आप फटाफट चैट बॉक्स में लिखिए। आपके पास 2 मिनट का वक्त है। बताइए तारा मैम।
ट्रस्ट, एडजस्टमेंट,
ओके,
डेडिकेशन,
ओके,
अंडरस्टैंडिंग ईच अदर्स पर्सपेक्टिव,
गुड, वेरी गुड।
म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग, पैशन।
ओके, तो उसके साथ ये भी स्किल्स जरूरी है। इफेक्टिव टीम बनाने के लिए ट्रस्ट बिटवीन मेंबर्स, विश्वास, ऑन द सेम पेज, कॉमन गोल, एक लक्ष्य, क्रिएटिविटी, अंडरस्टैंडिंग, कमिटमेंट, डेडिकेशन, ऑर्गेनाइज वर्क, प्लानिंग, योजना, वो जरूरी है। और एक दूसरे में का तालमेल जरूरी है। अब मैं आप लोगों को एक वीडियो दिखा रही हूँ, देखिए उसमें कैसे टीम वर्क होता है। तो स्टूडेंट्स, देखा आपने, लक्ष्य प्राप्त करने के लिए कौन सी स्किल का उपयोग करना जरूरी है। तो क्या आप मुझे बता सकते हो कौन से स्पोर्ट्स में टीम वर्क होता है? कोई भी एक दो स्पोर्ट्स का नाम दीजिए, कौन से स्पोर्ट्स में टीम वर्क होता है?
फुटबॉल, हॉकी, क्रिकेट, फुटबॉल, रग्बी। baseball, kabaddi,
वेरी गुड.
all.
ओके, गुड आंसर. अपने डेली
Kho-kho,
लाइफ में भी हमें बहुत सारे टीम वर्क देखने मिलते हैं, जैसे कि आर्ट, म्यूजिक, ड्रामा, सिंगिंग, ये भी तो टीम वर्क के एग्जाम्पल है. इसके अलावा और भी टीम वर्क है, जैसे बिल्डिंग कंस्ट्रक्शन. कैसे वो बिल्डिंग, ऊंची ऊंची बिल्डिंग टीम के साथ काम करके बनाते हैं, कैसे मिलकर काम करते हैं. जैसे नेचर में भी कई एग्जाम्पल है, जैसे मधुमक्खी है, चींटियां है, पंछी है, सब समूह में मिलके काम करते हैं. जैसे कि ऑफिस स्टाफ, अस्पताल के लोग. सिर्फ अस्पताल में डॉक्टर रहेगा तो टीम नहीं बनेगी, उनके लिए कंपाउंडर, नर्स, वो सब जरूरी है, स्टाफ जरूरी है. हर कोई अपना रोल अच्छे से निभाता है. तो मैं मिस जया आपको एक प्रश्न पूछना चाहूंगी. टीम वर्क का बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल क्या है, जो आपकी रोज की जिंदगी, आपकी लाइफ से रिलेटेड भी है, हर एक की लाइफ से रिलेटेड है. टीम वर्क का बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल.
नेचर.
नो.
नेचर में हर चीज आपस में डिसाइडेड है कि कौन कब क्या होगा, सूर्य किस टाइम पे निकलेगा, चंद्रमा कब होगा.
लेकिन हर एक की लाइफ से रिलेटेड भी.
May I?
यस सर.
Yes, ma'am. As you showed the example of so many teamworks happening around in the
Yes.
sports and building, I would suggest like our human body is a big example of teamwork. The reason because all the organs are interconnected. One organ stops working, all other organs will stop working, and you'll be collapsed. That's the
Excellent.
reason. For example, if a team member is not doing the work as per the required expectation, that person requires motivation and all sort of. So when our body stops working, then we need medicine, we need doctors, we need research. So I feel the body, human body is the best example for our own self and for others.
वेरी गुड. वेरी गुड. ग्रेट. गुड जॉब. मगर मैं
Yes,
आपको
that is a
बताना
wonderful
चाहूंगी. यस,
example.
एनीबॉडी. हेलो.
Our school, this team,
यस.
family.
यस, करेक्ट. टीम वर्क का बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल है फैमिली. अपनी फैमिली, फैमिली में भी हर कोई अपना रोल अच्छे से निभाता है, मदर, फादर, सिस्टर, दादा, दादी, सब. तो ये है टीम वर्क. इंडिविजुअली वी आर वन ड्रॉप, बट टुगेदर वी आर एन ओशन. थैंक यू. अब मैं तारा मैम के क्लास में चलते हैं. हैंड ओवर टू तारा मैम. थैंक यू.
Thank you, Pooja ma'am. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the SST class. Students, remember that yesterday we started with the topic the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Yes, I want to share a video with you all. Please watch the video carefully. Okay, students, can you tell me how did you feel after watching this video? How did you feel? Agitated? Yes. What else? Come on. Sad? Yes. Angry? Very disturbing. Yes. Painful. Painful. Hurt. Feeling of helplessness. Yes. Did you empathize with the people, those who were dying? Did you feel empathy towards them? Yes? Yes. So, students, you saw the video, like many people were helpless. They couldn't save themselves. Yes? So, yes, we feel the value of empathy when we look at this video. Yes or no? Yes. We sympathize with them. Hello? Yes. True.
Yes, they
Yes.
are writing yes.
Yes. Thank you, everyone. Now, I now my next class, which is the science class. I'll take you all to the science class. Now, everyone, welcome to the science class. This is my. Let me present the screen. Okay, yesterday we had learned about states of matter. Yes.
Uh, Tara ma'am, screen is not visible.
Now is it visible, ma'am?
Not yet, ma'am.
One minute. Okay. Now is it visible? Hello.
हो तारा मैम.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yesterday we had learned different states of matter: solid, liquid, and gas. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Can you all see my presentation?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Shabna ma'am, can you tell me what are the properties of solid?
Ma'am, solid has a fixed shape and fixed volume.
Okay. What about
And
liquid?
molecules are very close to each other. Intermolecular force of attraction is very high as compared to liquid and gases. So
Solids are also hard.
break the bonds. Yes, ma'am.
So are solids hard, like wood and all that? They are also hard.
Yeah, wood is hard, and even ice is hard, solid. From here, if I
Yes.
can see the picture clearly, the one thing, the balloon is there, and some can I can see in the last row. So these
Yes.
are all solids.
Okay. What about gas?
Sorry, ma'am.
What about gas?
You're
What is
not
the property
audible.
of gases? What is the property of gas?
Okay, gas. The intermolecular forces of attraction between the particles are very less. It's very weak. Weakest force we can say among all the three states, and
Okay.
their distance between the particles are greater as compared to solids and liquids.
Okay. Can you classify solid objects from this picture image?
The object which is having gas in it,
Solid objects.
example,
Solid objects.
solid objects.
Yes.
The objects which are solid over here are balloon and ice, can which is holding the this thing paint in it, and
Okay.
glass.
So can you tell me what can you learn from the solid objects? What do you learn from solid objects?
The force of attraction between all the molecules. That means they are having a stronger, you can say, bond, and nobody. Suppose the enemy comes and breaks it, so they are
Oh,
very much, they have to work hard to break the bonds between them. That means they have a strong feeling of attraction between all the molecules.
okay. Strong bond, strong connection. Okay.
Yes.
What about the liquid?
Sorry, ma'am.
What about liquid? Others can also answer. If
Yeah.
anybody wants to answer, please unmute and answer. What about liquid? What do we learn from liquid? Suppose if we put water into the ice container, it takes the shape of an ice, the water. So what do you learn from it?
To adapt to something, adaptation.
Yes, yes, sir. Hello.
Is it adaptation, ma'am?
Yes, they are adaptable. They adapt uh, to the situation accordingly. What about gas?
Also, they are not rigid, they are flexible, they change according to the situation and the need.
Yes, they change. They change. They are flexible. So even we should be adaptable to the according to the different situations. Yes or no? We should not be rigid like the liquid. Yes or no, students?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Yes. We should also change according to the situation. We should be flexible. We should not be rigid. Sometimes we say that I don't want to do this. We are very rigid. Yes, with our parents. So you should not do like that. You should be adaptable to the situation. Okay. What about gas? What does gas teaches us? The property of gas. Hello?
It's free to
Gases are
move. Gases
important,
are
ma'am.
free. They are freedom.
Tara, ma'am.
Yes. Yes.
Gases are free and they are not visible to us. Same way, we should do our good things, but we should not propagate about it that I did this. So you should do very subtly without informing others. Do good to the human beings. That's what I feel.
But Greg, all the gases are not invisible. There are colored gases.
I mean to say we cannot hold them. Could have sort of. Okay, yes, ma'am. Correct.
Tara ma'am, was she there? Okay.
Ma'am, other classmates are sleeping.
I guess that's because of me. My class went on for too long.
I
Probably.
enjoyed your class, ma'am.
I'm very, very sorry. I apologize because I went way over the time limit. Just got carried away.
That's okay, Rainy. So are we done?
Actually, her presentation is there, but I'll just call. Maybe she's facing some network issues. Ma'am, is it okay if we can wait for? I'll just call her up.
Yeah, no problem. Meanwhile, maybe rather than waiting towards the end, I can use this time and share my thought on
Yes,
your
ma'am.
presentation.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
everyone has
Okay.
done very well. I think you showed two parts in it which can be understood from the school's point
Ma'am,
of
I
view.
got disconnected. Can I continue?
Yes, Tara, please continue.
Yes. Okay, so we were talking about the different properties of matter like solid, liquid, and gas. Yes, and what can we learn from them? As rightly said by you all, that they are flexible, they are adaptable. Yes, so let's look at the different values we have learned from solid. Solid, we should be very firm, yes, and strong to face any problems. Don't you think this is what we learn from solid? They are very strong. Yes, even if you
Yes,
try to
ma'am.
break them,
Yes, ma'am.
it is not easy. Then liquid. Liquid, we should be adaptable, as rightly said by Greg sir, to circumstances, just as a liquid takes the shape of any vessel. If you put it in a beaker, if you put it in a ice container, if you put it in a bowl, it takes the shape of that particular container. That means it is flexible. Then gas. We should be stress free as a gas and try to spread goodness all over. Don't you think we learn these values from these properties, non-living thing properties?
Yes,
Yes?
ma'am.
Okay. Now, here I have one sentence for you. Harish gave book, pencil and eraser to the honest boy happily. I want you all to identify the different parts of speech in this sentence and please write it down in the chat box. Rainy ma'am, can you help me to read the answers please?
Happily is an adverb,
Yes.
and Harish is noun.
Yes.
Noun, adverb. Principal ma'am has also written a noun, adverb. Eraser is also noun. Happily, adverb. And yeah, yes, that is it. Book,
Okay.
pencil, eraser, all are
So
noun. Gave, verb,
There's an
yes.
adjective also, honest,
Right.
honest,
and
yes.
verb,
Honest is an adjective.
and then verb also gave.
Yes. Gave. Yes. So, can you tell me, can anybody tell me what is the role of a proper noun over here? Like Harish, what is the role of the proper noun in this sentence? It is starting the sentence. It's the head, like it starts the sentence.
It's the
Yes or
subject.
no? It is
It's the
starting.
subject.
It is. Yes, it's
Yes.
the subject. It
Doing
is
an
the head.
action.
What about? Yes. What about the verb? Gave. What is it doing?
It is showing an action.
Action of giving
Action.
something. Of giving something. Correct? So what do
Yes,
you
ma'am.
like? Verb always does some action. Yes? Now tell me about the preposition. Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible,
Two.
yes. To
Two
is
is
the
the
preposition.
preposition.
Two, two.
To is the preposition.
What does okay? What does preposition does? Students.
Preposition is shows the relation between a word with the noun and the other parts.
Yes, and even conjunction. What does conjunction does? It joins two
Connects
sentences.
the
Two
sentence.
Yes,
words and two sentences. Two
yes.
words and two sentences.
Now, students, what values can we learn from this sentence through parts of speech? Look over here. Like proper noun, it is the head. It begins the sentence in this particular sentence I'm talking. Verb, it is giving. It is showing the service of giving. Yes, gave. It is showing us the service. Adjective, that is honest. It is looking for the quality.
It's
Adverb,
appreciating others.
yes, it is appreciating others. Adverb, happily. What does it tell us? It gives us deep insight of the adjective, like of the boy, honest boy. How is he? He is happy. The conjunction and, it is joining the two sentence and bringing it together. So the value learned from conjunction is togetherness. The preposition, it shows the relationship, as you rightly said, and the punctuation. We learn the value of discipline because when we see a full stop, we have to pause. Yes or no? We cannot keep on talking when we see a full stop. We need to pause. So it shows us the value of discipline. Yes or no, students? Hello?
Yes, they are
Yes,
saying
yes.
yes. Principal ma'am is saying very good.
Okay, now my last class, math class. Tell me, what can you learn through this subtraction? What values, what can you learn through this subtraction? Can you see up some numbers are written? What do we do in subtraction? Like we cannot subtract 7, a 9
Borrowing,
from 7. Yes, we learn the value of borrowing. What else?
giving,
Giving. Yes, very good. Because 7 is giving, lending help,
Helping,
and we are
helping,
helping. Yes. What else?
sharing.
Sharing. Very good. So through this concept of subtraction, we can also teach them different values. Like we can learn about attentiveness. Like when we look at the number 9, first number, we have to be attentive whether we can subtract that from the smaller number or no. Like whether we can subtract 7 or 9 from 7. Yes, so we have to be attentive. Then the space. Can you see the space? It tells us to be talks about cleanliness and discipline. Then the places which are written in the digits tell them the order. of discipline. And as you all rightly said, we can also teach them borrowing, sharing, caring, kindness, cooperativeness, honesty, grateful. Okay, through this example of subtraction, addition, and even multiplication. When we multiply something, it gives us happiness. Okay, today I have one toy. If tomorrow I get one more toy, it will give me happiness because it keeps on adding. And division, it gives us sorrow. So we can teach different values through this different multiplication, addition, division, and subtraction. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you, have a nice day. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Tara ma'am. Thank you so much, everybody, for bearing with us. I would now request Principal ma'am to say a few words. And before that, I would like to thank all of you for being patient and listening to us. And Principal ma'am for giving us this opportunity. I would like to thank my team members, Tara ma'am, Pooja ma'am, Manju ma'am, so much for all the efforts that they have put. Principal ma'am, would you be kind enough to say a few words to us?
Sure, Rainy. It's a pleasure. Uh, every day, in fact, we are getting so much of insight into how to improvise on our lessons and the delivery of lessons by bringing these new methods. So thanks to each and every member of Rainey's team, right from Rainy to Manju to Pooja ma'am to Tara. You were all superb, to the point, and fantastic in sticking to the topic which is given to you and keeping it so fluid that we not even for a moment felt that we were stuck at any point. So congratulations to you. Your efforts show off the way you have done it. So congratulations. I'm saying this on behalf of everyone. And if everybody agrees with me, just indicate your agreement through something in the chat box.
Thank you so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thoroughly done. And we could see how easily in a language class, like when you are doing poetry or when you are doing stories, whether it is in Hindi class, English class, Sanskrit class, any language class, it becomes very, very easy to directly gain, to take out the values and discuss about them. But at the same time, it is easy to do the same in other classes. For example, in a math class or a science class, I would also like you to give me some answers, and whoever is quick enough can even unmute and speak. So suppose when you're talking about history and you're teaching wars, what are the values that you can discuss with them? I would like to listen. I'm not reading the messages.
Are we allowed to speak or only the team,
Yes,
ma'am?
yes. I said I want to listen.
Empathy.
Ma'am, are we allowed to speak or only the
Yes,
team
but I
members?
said I want to listen means you can speak.
Yes.
And I would prefer
Uh,
those who have not spoken yet to speak up. Or let me just call out. So tell me, Deepti, when we teach wars, World War One, World War Two, so while teaching history, what are the values on which we can have discussions? Okay, Vandana, the same question
Ma'am,
for you.
can I try?
Yes, Champa.
चंपा या लाइक मैम महाभारत में ऑलरेडी वहाँ पे कुछ रूल्स जो है लाइक एक टाइम पे एक पर्सन से एक ही फाइट कर सकता है, इवनिंग में नहीं फाइट कर सकते. देन थर्ड इज कि लाइक अगर आपका कोई वेपन्स गिर जा रहा है देन यू कैन नॉट, सामने वाला अपोनेंट उसके ऊपर अटैक नहीं कर सकता. सो देयर वी सी वैल्यूज लाइक वी.
You're right, Champa. War ethics.
Yes ma'am.
Ethics and values.
So
So from world wars, what can we learn more? जब हम World War One, World War Two पढ़ाते हैं. This question is for Deepti and Vandana. Can anyone of you answer?
Sorry, ma'am.
Ma'am, may I speak?
Yes, please.
This is
Sorry, ma'am.
Hina.
I didn't listen question properly.
Okay, anybody else who has heard it? Can anyone else please speak?
Ma'am asked that what do we learn from World War One and World War Two? How
What
can
can
you
we discuss?
incorporate
What
values? Yeah.
values can we discuss when we teach these topics?
Ma'am, whatever the situation is, we should give our best.
Okay.
May I?
Yes. Is
Uh,
warring a good thing? Does it result into anything positive?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, as we say that history repeat itself, but in this case, at least the world should not repeat its history. And what the World War One has done, the destruction. At least we should learn that it should not be repeated, or that kind of thing should not be, inflicted on the world. And that is a big loss. Could be in any sort. So world wars teach us that this destruction or these kind of destruction to the humankind should be stopped somewhere. That this is what we learn.
Okay, very good. So one thing we should learn is not to repeat bad history. Now, another thing is, if you go to the depth of it, what is it that is prompting people for all the wars?
Greed.
The leadership,
Greed.
Greed
the
is
bad
there.
Greed,
leadership.
the
Hatred
basic
is there.
vice. Yes, so we can discuss if we remove this vice of greed in human beings, then probably people would be happy with what they have and they would cooperate with each other and live a very happy life in harmony with others. Now, suppose when you are teaching social reforms in social science, you have that period of social reforms where sati pratha and early marriage, girl education, when all those changes came in, what are the values that you can discuss at that time? When you talk of, you know, Bal Gangadhar Tilak or Ram Mohan Roy, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and those people, Dayanand Saraswati.
Nationalism.
Human
Okay,
Feeling
rights.
of
patriotism,
Human
human
rights.
rights, human rights, wonderful. Like women have the same right, and they should be given same respect as men,
No
right?
sac-
discrimination.
sac- sacrifice.
Sacrifice, no discrimination, fearlessness. These reformers, they were boycotted by the society when they were raising voice against others. So being fearless, raising your
Abo-
voice against what is wrong, right? So okay, that's one. We can
Abolishing wrong
discuss.
belief.
Yes, one should not just believe everything that is passed on from one generation to another. We should keep questioning, and we should also change with time. Great, Greg. Would someone tell me what is Newton's third law? Not the physics teacher. Come on.
What goes
Okay.
around that comes around, is that?
That's not.
Every action has an equal and
I-
opposite reactions.
Equal and opposite reaction.
Yes. So third law says every action has an equal and opposite reaction. I think it's one of the biggest values that one can implement in life. What you do comes back to you. So you do good and forget about the results. You do good, then obviously good things will happen to you. So when we teach these laws, we can definitely bring their relevance to real life. What is the first law, or let's say law of inertia? Anybody apart from the physics teacher? And I think as teachers, we should read a lot and let us not just stick to our own subject. There's so much knowledge and there's so much of beautiful knowledge and
Uh,
information.
every
Yes.
object try to resist the change. Like if anything is in motion, it is trying to resist to stop. Like motion, it has to continue with the motion. And if an object is in a stationary position, it is trying to resist to attain that change. That is trying to resist to attain the motion.
Unless an external force is applied on
Forces
it.
applied. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Champa. So, this is what it says. If any object is in motion, it will remain in motion until you put a force to stop, like how we apply brakes on vehicles. So, this can show how habits have such a deep impact on us. If we are habituated to something, अगर कोई चीज़ हम बार बार करते हैं तो हम उसे करते रहते हैं, हमारी हैबिट्स जो है वो हमारा कैरेक्टर बन जाती हैं, तो हमें फोर्सफुली उनको रोक के बदलना चाहिए। उसके लिए कुछ फोर्स लगाना पड़ेगा, हमें अपने आप पर कुछ तकलीफें लेनी होंगी। जैसे सुबह उठने की अगर आदत नहीं है, आपकी हैबिट नहीं है, तो थोड़ी सी तकलीफ उठानी होगी और किसी भी तरह से जल्दी उठना होगा ताकि कुछ दिनों में आप अपनी उस आदत को बदल सकें। सो यू हैव टू कम आउट ऑफ दैट इनर्शिया। So there are again, values which you can connect while you are teaching that.
Ma'am, I
Suppose,
remember the program that you had started, 21 days act of compassion.
yeah, compassion challenge, kindness challenge, 21 days kindness challenge. Yes, Greg. Thank you. Now for math, can you hear me? Anybody?
Yes,
Hello.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
Now
ma'am.
suppose, so not only about while teaching, but while preparing your question papers also, you can ensure that your questions have a value in it. Let's say math teacher एक question बनाते हैं कि the cost of this object is 40 rupees, and Raju pays 50 rupees note to the shopkeeper, and the shopkeeper returns 15 rupees. So how much extra, what is wrong in this transaction of money? Where is the mistake? Can somebody just tell me? 40 रुपए की पेंसिल है, राजू ने 50 दिए हैं और शॉपकीपर ने उसको 15 रुपए लौटाए हैं, इसमें क्या गड़बड़ हुई है?
5 rupees extra.
5 rupees extra.
Extra money.
Extra money was returned to him.
हाँ, शॉपकीपर हैज गिवन एक्स्ट्रा. सो आप उसमें क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. Don't ask only from the mathematical point of view. This you can definitely ask how much extra has been given by the shopkeeper. You could also add one question, what should Raju do in this case? Do you all agree with me, friends?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Honesty comes over here.
Yes, and I would also say अगर वो आप equal marks देते हो उस honesty के लिए और equal marks देते हो वो सही answer के लिए, तो भी कुछ गलत नहीं होगा. So this is how you can frame questions. You can also write it like this. राजू के पास 40 rupees है और वहां पर सारी जो चॉकलेट्स हैं वो सब 20 rupees की हैं, या आइसक्रीम है 20 rupees ईच है, और राजू देखता है कि वहां पर 2 बच्चे हैं जो बहुत गरीब हैं और वो उस आइसक्रीम की तरफ देख रहे हैं. राजू डिसाइड करता है कि वो आज खुद आइसक्रीम नहीं खाएगा और वो आज इन दोनों के लिए आइसक्रीम खरीद कर देगा. तो आप पूछ सकते हैं कि वो 40 रुपीज में कितनी आइसक्रीम खरीद के इन दोनों को दे सकता है. दे कैन राइट कि अगर एक 20 की है तो वो 2 खरीद सकता है, दोनों को एक दे सकता है. देन यू कैन आस्क व्हाट डू यू थिंक ऑफ दिस एक्शन ऑफ राजू. इफ यू अग्री विद मी से यस.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Can we ask such questions?
Yes, ma'am.
So even while teaching, even in your assessments, there is a tremendous amount of possibility of bringing in values. So thank you, friends. I enjoyed this lesson. I hope you will start implementing this in every lesson. कोशिश करो कि हर एक 40 मिनट 30 मिनट जो आपने बच्चों के साथ बिताए हैं उसमें आपने सिर्फ सब्जेक्ट नहीं पढ़ाया पर आपने लाइफ के लिए कुछ पढ़ाया. And let us just all do it together as as a team, and this will be the biggest satisfaction we'll have when we breathe our last as teachers. So God bless you all. Wonderful work to this. Congratulations to this team. Well done. God bless you.
Thank you
Ma'am,
so much.
ma'am, is Nishita or somebody showing us today that? No?
So let me just inform everyone. We will be sharing on the PD group some details about Him Virtues, which is an initiative of Hema Foundation. They have various activities, videos related to various values. हर महीने एक मॉरल वैल्यू को लिया जाता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल करेज. तो अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि इस महीने में करेज से रिलेटेड बहुत सारी एक्टिविटीज हैं. तो जब आप अपना लेसन पढ़ा रहे हैं, आपका चाहे जो भी सब्जेक्ट और टॉपिक है, आप उसे जिस भी वैल्यू से कनेक्ट करते हैं, प्लीज देखिए हिम वर्च्यूज को. पहले तो ऐप को डाउनलोड कर लीजिए एंड वी विल शेयर सम पासवर्ड एंड आईडी विद यू. यू ऑल कैन एक्सप्लोर दैट. और फिर बच्चों को बताइए कि हिम वर्च्यूज में ये वाली देखो, इस वैल्यू पर इतनी एक्टिविटीज हैं और आज आप कुछ एक्टिविटीज सॉल्व करिए. Your job is not to pressurize but to motivate and encourage. And these activities are then seen by people at Hema Foundation. और जो बच्चे ज़्यादा attempt करते हैं और अच्छा करते हैं, they are even felicitated with prizes like books and all. So please go through it. और जो भी values आप connect कर रहे हैं lesson से, वो बच्चों को बताइए कि वो Him Virtues में हैं और उस value पे आप और study करके उसे attempt करिए, exercises solve करिए. So, Greg, I would need your help to ensure that we are able to send timely the details of password, etc. from Amit sir. You can take it and send it there.
Yes, ma'am.
Will you help me, Greg?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, definitely.
Oh, thank you very much. So, thank you, everybody. All the best. And looking forward to the next session. We have tomorrow a session by an expert. I'll share the details. It's on project-based learning. So it's an extension of what we have learned already. It's a revision, you can say, or reinforcement of what we have learned. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. See you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Rainy,
ma'am.
ma'am,
Take
and team.
care.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Congratulations, Rainy ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, congratulations, Rainy. Tara,
Thank you. Thank you,
and
ma'am.
Pooja ma'am,
Thank you,
Manju.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye, ma'am.
Thank you everyone. Rainy ma'am, thank you. कहाँ गए?
Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
It's rainy ma'am. Hallelujah.
Thank you, Usha ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Rainy
Congratulations,
ma'am.
Rainy ma'am. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Tara. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you. मंजू मैम अच्छा चली गई. ओके बाय बाय.
हाँ, सबका अच्छा
बाय.
था.
हाँ अच्छा था. मैंने सोचा आप सबसे माफी मांग लूंगी इतना टाइम लेने के लिए.
अच्छा तो हुआ, सच में अच्छा होता. सब्जेक्ट भी
हाँ
अलग था.
नहीं थोड़ा सा ज्यादा टाइम हो गया इसकी वजह
ठीक
से
है ना, लेकिन
वो
सब लोग
रियलाइज नहीं हुआ.
हमको भी स्पेशली.
हाँ ठीक है चलिए.
चलो
थैंक
बाय.
यू. चलो बाय 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 बाय.